is cleaned and sealed. People fear routine.
Live.
We're live now, right?
Yes, we are. Got to share it to the group. Share it to this group. Live. Share it. One more, please. Yay! Hello, Dara. And it's 12:01. I love when I'm on time because I'm never on time. And so keeping me
punctual as always.
Yes, so you are punctual. You say 12 o'clock, you are 11:58 and waiting for me to sign on, and I am not. So let me introduce you. Thank you for coming. This is my dear friend, Dara Beckerman, and I'm super excited that you're here with me today to cook. I couldn't believe when you said, I want to do that. And I was so excited because I wanted you to want to do this. And so here you are.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. And you know, this is crazy out of my comfort zone. So here I am in all my red lipstick glory.
I was going to say, in all your red lip glory, right? So I learned a little something when I went to London, and that is a girl can rock a red lip. In a hoodie, I can rock a red lip. In heels, I can rock a red lip. And a red lip, this is a shout out to you, Nicole Jacobson, a red lip just makes you feel better. It does.
It's true.
So all you ladies out there, find a red lip. And I have a really good one, so message me and I'll tell you what my favorite red lip is. This is actually my favorite red lip. Dara's rocking a really, is that MAC?
Mine's a MAC. Honestly, I can't say I've worn it a lot, but it is quite fun.
It is. What MAC is it? Do you know?
I don't know. I'll look. I'll send you.
I bet you it's my favorite. We'll keep you all guessing and we'll let us know if you want to know. Okay.
Cooking and makeup. We do it all.
We do it all. We're moms. We're business women. We're health coaches. We're taxi drivers. We're wives. We're sisters. We're daughters. We're friends. How many of you out there can relate to that, right? So we're doing this today because this is another easy, healthy, yummy weeknight meal that most of the family will probably eat. And I say most because I know there's a lot of picky eaters out there. And I say most because I know my son Tyler will pick the tomatoes off the top of this. And I say most.
Right. But you can tweak that for this. That's what's really easy because my kids won't eat the top either, but it's an easy fix.
Yeah, it's an easy fix. So that's why we picked it. This is the recipe. It is chicken caprese. At the top of mine got cut off. We will post the recipe in the chat, on the comments when we're done cooking it. And if somebody out there that's watching this right now has this recipe from my post yesterday and you want to go ahead and throw it in the comment, feel free to do that so everybody has it. But what I realized this morning, thanks to my amazing husband, Michael, is that today is the start of Lent. It's Ash Wednesday. So we are making a chicken dish today, and Catholics, I don't know if other Christians follow it, believe it or not, but Catholics do not eat meat on Ash Wednesday or on Fridays during the 40 days of Lent. So I've decided you're getting a bonus today, and we're going to make my second, and Dara doesn't know this yet, but we're going to make my second favorite easy, healthy, yummy weeknight meal, which is eggs in purgatory.
Oh my God. Amazing. And I didn't even tell you this, but my mother-in-law has been making this like regularly as a dinner, like an easy weeknight dinner. And she's like, that egg thing that Jackie makes, and I think your mother-in-law actually originally posted it, who is, for those that don't know it, a fabulous, amazing Italian cook. So my mother-in-law now makes this egg dish and she's like, it's the best thing ever. And it's so easy. And so I guess we're going to get a bonus today. So.
We're going to get a bonus because it takes about 5 minutes to make eggs in purgatory. And this meal should take about 20 minutes start to finish. It is 12:05 and we're going to get started and we're going to chat a little while we talk, while we cook. I'm going to cook. You're going to chat. You're going to walk me through it. First steps.
And I can show you if you want. Do you want to show the final, what it's going to look like?
No, not yet.
Okay, we'll do it at the end.
That's the lead.
That's the reveal? Okay, sorry.
We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm going to grab, I know that I have to have some tomatoes. So while we're about the first steps, I'm going to go ahead and have my tomatoes.
So the things you're going to easily just want to have done, or you're going to have tomatoes, you're going to mince garlic. You could either buy it minced in the jar, you can use them, crushes it, or you can cut it yourself. Same with the basil, just rip it up. I buy basil. Sometimes I buy a big bunch, but the herbs go bad quick. So you could even buy, I used it all, but like these little tiny containers, and they're so inexpensive and they're so easy. And most of the supermarkets have them. Trader Joe's, ShopRite, Whole Foods, everybody really sells them now. So those are the things you're going to want to do first. So you can watch Jackie slice her tomatoes, and then
your tube.
Oh, you buy that.
What do you have? Show me what you have.
I buy like the fresh herbs in the little container.
So I'm just going to show you guys this. I never bought this before. I actually found this at Aldi. And so what this is fresh basil, only fresh basil. There's nothing else in here. It's a tiny bit of oil. And basically you squeeze it out of this tube and it stays fresh. So it's better than dried because it has the flavor of fresh. And you use this kind of amount as fresh, but it's in this tube. So I have never tried this. And you know what? I'm going to try this today. So you see, I'm not.
Yeah, let me know. Oh,
I've
that's
never
good.
tried this. So
I did fresh. I just ripped it up and then I mixed it in and it was fine. Dry would probably work here. You want to use a little less.
Ask Alexa. So that's how I find out. Ask Alexa. So my Alexa's turned off right now. And if you're doing half a cup of fresh basil, ask her how much dried it is.
Alexa, how much dry basil to replace half a cup of fresh? Yeah. She's trying to get me to do other things, but it's an easy Google. I Google a lot of this stuff, and it's always, especially with herbs and fresh herbs and dry herbs, easy replacements. I actually have a cutting board that has some of it on it randomly. So that's really it for this recipe. It's the chopping the tomatoes, the garlic you could chop yourself or buy it already chopped, and then the chicken that you're going to cook separately. So while Jackie's cutting, I think maybe what I'll do is kind of just give you a brief history of Jackie and I and where we've come together in our lives and how.
I love that. Yes, tell them about our friendship. I'm cutting tomatoes. You don't need to watch me do it.
Okay, so Jackie and I have known each other for, I don't know, 20 years or something like that. Of course, which dates us, and then you guys can do math and figure out how old we all are. But our husbands have been friends since 6th grade. So, again, you do the math, and that's a really long time. So they're still friends and still good friends. And one of the things that came out of their friendship was Jackie and I becoming friends, which is really a nice bonus when you integrate, your husband or your spouse's friends.
It doesn't happen often. I'm just going to chime in there and say it doesn't happen often.
True.
Many of
that is very true.
You meet a lot of the spouses and you want to love them and sometimes you connect, but you don't really have this kind of deep connection. And I think what happened with us is we just really liked each other outside of the place. We just
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we always spoke separate from them for years. So that's been really, really nice. Jackie had kids before us, so she was always kind of like a go-to yeah, go-to mom for me when I finally had my kids. You know, she's one of those like do everything kind of moms. She just always knows the answer. So one of the things we always did connect on was food and cooking and health, and we were always lifelong Weight Watchers goers. And in my previous life, I worked in corporate America for almost 20 years, and I had my kids while I was still working, and life was crazy, as you know, so many of ours are. And cooking really came to the wayside, as well as health. So I would go on and off Weight Watchers. I lost weight. I was successful on it when I had my kids. But as I got older, things changed, and it wasn't working as well. I ended up leaving the corporate world and kind of resetting and trying to get my health and my family's health really back in order. Oh, I think I have the same. Is that the Costco olive oil? I think I have the same one.
It is. It is.
So I called Jackie almost 2 years ago. This is after her for years trying to help me reset my health with her expertise. She has been trained and certified as a health coach, and went back to school to do this, really believed in it, really wanted to learn how to get healthy for herself as well as her family. And when I called her and I said, I really need something different, she was like, I think you should try this. Like, finally, just try something different. And my commitment to her was, fine, I'll do this for a month, and then I'm going back on Weight Watchers. So just like, fine. So.
And I'm not going to stop tracking my stuff on my Weight Watchers app.
Right. I did say that.
I said, whatever you need to do, I guarantee you're going to love to see what all of this looks like on the Weight Watchers app, right? And we're talking about Optavia. We're talking about with the Optavia program, right? Dara, you knew at that point I mean, this was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So I'd already been doing this for 5 years. I'd already been working with women over and over again for 5 years. Yeah. With the same kind of.
And trying to get me to do it. And I just kept saying, this isn't for my lifestyle. I can't do this. I travel. I go out for lots of meals. I couldn't wrap my head around it. So when I was ready, I did finally commit to Jackie that I was going to try this for a month and then go back to my, typical Weight Watchers life. And
all I'm doing right now, you guys, is just sauteing my garlic in the olive oil. So go ahead.
I like that square pan.
This is my favorite pan, and it's so like untraditional for a frying pan, but it's one of those things that was as seen on TV.
Yeah.
Like that.
I like that it's square.
And
that's
it's
fancy.
so deep. I can make so much food in here, and it's red, and I have a pop of red in my kitchen. So go ahead.
I love it.
Thank you for noticing.
Anytime. I'll always notice things like that. So, so Jackie had always said to me, we would talk through how I would eat. And one of my and anybody that knows me is going to be laughing, is I'm a huge snacker. So I would eat all day, and I would eat meals, but then I would always have snacks at my desk at work, in my bag, in my car. And that was just how I kind of kept my day going. But I also would then come home at night and be starving because maybe I hadn't eaten all day or I didn't eat enough. And then I would just binge and I'd throw the whole day away that maybe I had done well on.
1 minute to saute. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Just watch it so that you just did the garlic. Okay. Yeah, because otherwise sometimes it burns quick. So you do have to watch it depending on how high your heat is and your pan.
Yeah.
I just got a new pan and I'm learning because I keep burning things in it. So where were we? Optavia, snacking and cooking.
So you finally said yes, but
yes.
Right? With conditions.
With conditions. My conditions were, I'm going to try this. I'm going to then go back to Weight Watchers. I'm going to still track on it, and I did. And I tracked on Weight Watchers until about 2 months ago when I finally decided it was time to get rid of the app and continue to pay for Weight Watchers after 15 years of donating.
That's right. And donating. And this is what I say this all the time. So I have a lot of health coach friends that feel bad helping their friends get healthy and taking money from them, right? So first of all, I don't take money from anybody. That's my timer. So now I'm going to add,
add the tomatoes.
Right? So there's the tomatoes.
Yep. And then you're going to add the balsamic vinegar, 3 tablespoons.
Balsamic vinegar. And so they say, like, I feel bad helping my friends get healthy and actually making money on it. Well, I used to feel bad too. And then I started thinking about this Weight Watchers conversation. Nobody felt bad that for 20 years, I spent $40 a month using a service that I didn't really use. Did Weight Watchers feel bad that I spent $40 a month for how many years? No. And I didn't get the outcome that I wanted. So I had to start wrapping my head around with, I'm providing a service. The service is I have found something that works and I can share it and coach people through it. And I'm getting paid on that service, right? So I'm glad you finally canceled Weight Watchers.
It's only been like, I don't even know. So long story short is I did start this program with Jackie. I did it for a month. I was successful and I continued. And I did reach a goal of losing 20 pounds, which really was not even in my kind of thought process. I was thinking of even 12. And then when I got there, I just wanted to keep losing to feel better and to kind of be at a weight that I always felt like I should be at. So that was 2 years ago. Literally, Jackie and I just had this conversation almost the date. It was February. It was like February 11th or something. So
your exact words were, I'm just going to go a little bit further. I'm not committing to anything more than that. I'm just gonna order one more time. And then the next month you were like, I think I'm just gonna keep going. And then the next and then how many months till you reached your goal, and what was your goal?
It was about 2.5 months. My goal was my original goal was 12. I ended up, as we said, at 20, 2.5 months. And that was 2 years ago.
2 years. And yeah, we were shocked when yesterday we were talking about this, like 2 years almost to the date, right? Like it was like now.
It was February. I think it was like February 11th. And the thing that, and you know, I stand with you, and again, anybody that knows me, what you see is what you get with me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sell something or do anything that I don't believe. I stayed at a company for 17 years because I believed in the brand. I believed in the things I was working on. I was passionate about it. And that is how I started to feel about this. And, you know, you even said to me, Jackie, after I had done it for a few months, I had people calling me and I was referring them to you because, you know, you helped me and, you know, you're great at this and you really truly are knowledgeable and understand how this all works and how, you know, what goes in and what comes out and how you need to really feel your body. And you said to me, why don't you do this? And like, it wasn't even in my wheelhouse, chicken. You could do those. I buy the thin cutlets because that's just what my family likes, but you can use those. Some people like thicker and they
this. And yeah, we like it a little bit thicker. It has like a bite to it. And I also Layla will probably only eat one piece. And so if it's a little bit thicker, I know she's at least getting something.
Same. I usually try and give my kids the biggest one.
Yeah, because they listen, kids don't love protein in any way, shape, or form. They don't love it. And I don't force it on my kids. I really don't. And Layla tends to be more of like a vegetarian because she chooses that. But when we're doing this, she definitely will eat it. So so this just says grill or saute chicken breasts over medium-high heat for a few minutes on each side until fully cooks, and then transfer to a baking sheet. So I'm going to start doing that while we finish talking. And so,
and you did the tomatoes, so you're done with the tomatoes and the balsamic, right? So you put that to the side. If you want to use the same pan,
it says cook this for 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah. So cook it for 10 minutes. When I did it earlier, I used the same pan. Some people don't want a 32 pan, so I just waited the 8-10 minutes for that to be done. I poured the tomatoes into a bowl, and then I used the same pan for the chicken. But if you want to do it at the same time, you can. And for time, obviously here it's easier to do that.
I didn't even think to do that. I probably would have in my own life, but because I know I have to make.
And I also think some people like to buy things that are already you could buy grilled chicken at any market or the supermarkets, even Trader Joe's sells them. If you don't even want to go through the cooking of the chicken, you can just buy it already cooked, make the tomato kind of sauce, and then you're done. You add, and you broil it for 2 minutes. I mean, it's such a quick dinner. I plan on making it with spinach, but you can serve it with any vegetable, with a salad. If your kids want like a carb on the side, you can do rice, you could do pasta, really anything. If you want to do if you're looking for a lower carb option, a cauliflower rice, a zucchini noodle with a little bit of sauce.
And you know what I was going to do when I saw the recipe? Obviously, it needs more greens. I love using baby spinach.
That's what I'm making tonight.
Yeah, and I won't even cook this. So this will come out of the oven and I'll put it right on top of the baby spinach and it'll just wilt. I love nothing more than a wilted baby spinach. When you cook spinach, it comes down to like nothing. Like this whole bag, half a cup. But when you wilt it and just let it sit, it feels like more. I like more. So I'm not going to do that today because we're not eating this tonight, right? So, but when we do serve this tomorrow, so I'm going to put this all on my baking sheet and I'm going to cover it and I'm going to put it in the fridge and I'm going to cook it tomorrow. So
I'm going to do that for tonight. Mine's already done for dinner tonight, so we're going to do the same thing.
So I just realized that I put oil in the pan and I didn't want to because I'm going to saute it. So I just kind of wiped it out. I don't know if anybody saw me do that. And I'm actually going to just use some cooking spray to save on some fat. And I'm going to saute this chicken in here just so that I have like 1 or 2 made. And I'm actually going to lower my tomatoes because I see that they are getting a little...
you just have to watch the balsamic so it doesn't burn.
Yeah. So I'm going to do just 3 for now for the purposes of this meal. I could make more. But I'm not going to because, again, I don't need them all. I'm going to wash my hands, get the chicken juice off. I'm such a fan of chicken juice.
Me too. I wiped down my counter like 5 times already after I cooked.
Yeah. So let's get back to it. So I did. Listen, what I saw in you was that you were passionate about it. You found something. You were hesitant. You found it. It worked for you. You loved it. You continued on. You reached your goal. And everyone and their mother was asking you from your hairdresser. Remember, you left your hairdresser. You left the foot massage. The lady was like, you do, right? Like, I remember all the phone calls. Like, people want to know. And I said, listen, I will coach your friends and family, or I will show you how to do it because you already know this program. You already know it.
Right.
And so you you were in transition in careers, right?
Yes, I was in transition in careers. So I did kind of, with your guidance, take this on as something to kind of keep me also accountable for the weight loss, but also because one of the things, those look good, right? It gets like, the longer you cook it, they kind of like, it becomes like a thick sauce.
I love it. This looks amazing. Amazing.
It smells so good. My kitchen smells so good right now. So for me, as I was in this state of transition, I was really trying to figure out what to do and how to do something that maybe would not cause me to go back to the lifestyle that I led earlier, which was very busy traveling and commuting and managing, a corporate job and a life at home. And I took this on as well as continuing to explore things in my old field, which I am doing, and I'm doing both. I am consulting on projects in my old space, as well as doing this. So I kind of get a little bit of both. And for me, I really enjoy cooking and I love talking about food. I also love products. That is what my old background was. So food products, you and I have been talking about food products and makeup products for years. So, I'll find something in a store and I'll text you and I'll say, what do you think about this product? We look at the nutritionals. We're like, it's a great option as a snack. So it's a great blend of my skills. And one of the other things that I love about my old life and just my life in general is talking to people and getting to know people. And what's been great about this is being able to do that and kind of being able to and look, we're all home right now. Quarantine and COVID has changed everybody's life and everybody's jobs and everybody's work-life balance. But for me, as I was transitioning in my life, then COVID hit. It was a really great way for me to take on the work that I wanted to continue doing from my old world, but also do something new that I really may never have done if I was still working the type of job that I was. So it's been really a great experience for me. And, it's opened up a lot of conversation with people that I just would never have met, obviously with a lot of family and friends, but, other people that I would never have connected with. So
isn't it the beauty? Like, we think we're on this one path in life and then life just throws something at us and it takes us into a place that shows us these gifts that we didn't even know we had. I just had this conversation with another friend this morning. Like, you have a gift for cooking. You really do. Like, you've always loved to cook and you never were able to find time for it and as much as you wanted to do it. And now it's part of your income structure. Now, the healthier you get to be with these recipes that you make and the more satisfying they are to you guys to eat also serves this other purpose of inspiring women to make time to do this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's why I call call these easy, healthy, yummy, right? Because
Yeah.
no one's going to do it if it's hard. No one's going to do it if it's hard.
No, and the recipes that I have found that work with this program are not even just, you know, healthy, low carb. There's so many resources out there when you think of all the websites and food blogs and cookbooks and just so many resources for finding easy, good recipes that your family will eat. Or if you're not a family, if you're just a couple at home alone or a single person, or you have one kid, there's just so many different family dynamics. And to be able to cook to fit all of those dynamics, you're showing cheese. You want to show everybody the cheese?
Yeah. I'm showing the cheese, and you're right. To be able to satisfy everything and make stuff that everybody will eat. So I like sliced cheese on this. I use low moisture.
Yep.
Skim.
That's what I buy. I buy the shredded though.
Yeah, and the shredded, right?
I have Trader Joe's version today, but yes.
Yeah. So I normally do the shredded, but for this recipe, I love to use the sliced, because when it
I
comes,
wouldn't have thought of that.
yeah, and I can't always find the sliced, but of course my amazing husband went to Wegmans, acts of service, babe. He knows my love language. He went to Wegmans and voluntarily bought me both, and he bought both because he usually gets in trouble if he goes off the course and picks the things he thinks that I should.
Of course.
So he did buy me shredded, but then he saw this and he said, I know you like the slice. So I picked up two. In the past, it was, I didn't believe that, and it could have been a mistake. So
Right, he's learned. It's only taken how many years?
I know. So 17 years of marital bliss.
So I use the shredded on mine, and what I did is I put the tomatoes on first and then the cheese on top. But either way, actually, it probably will be really good with this way with the sliced.
So again,
and
I'm
the cheese.
free, but I have plenty of mixture to make. Well, this serves two. So actually, this is. I was supposed to use 4 chicken breasts. I use 3. They're pretty big. Imagine it's 4. But
yeah, I use the thinner ones, so mine went a little further. I think I have 6. But, it depends. Yeah, it's, you know, again, it depends on your family, what your family likes or what you like. I have better luck with thin.
So that's going to get popped in the oven, and then when it comes out, we're going to take the fresh basil and we're going to rip it up and we're going to throw it on top, and it's going to look just like the picture. But Dara's going to show you her picture, and then I'm actually going to get started on that in purgatory.
So this is what mine. Yeah, so I actually mix the basil in with the tomato mixture when I take it off the heat. So only because my family will pick the greens out. So if I can mix them in and maybe get a chance of them eating it, I put it in. But it does look way prettier when the basil's just sprinkled on top. And I also use the shredded. I did not put this in the broiler because we're not going to eat it till later. So I just didn't want to dry out the chicken. But, you know, the cheese already melts. And then later I'll just reheat it when we're going to eat it. But honestly, that probably would even be good cold because the tomato sauce is really good. And the balsamic gives it a really nice sweet flavor.
It's so good. So what I'm going to do here is, and then we're going to get right back to talking. We have 5 more minutes. I'm taking cups of Rayo's tomato basil sauce. Actually, I'm just going to use this whole jar because why not?
And you were the one who told me that I usually make my own sauce, and when I did start doing this, and Rayo's is a great sauce. It's low. There's not a lot of extra stuff in it. It's very healthy. There's not a lot of extra carbs or sugar. And Jackie, being a true Italian, said to me that this sauce is legit. And as someone who also always makes her own sauce, so I now regularly buy it also. I have that in the house as well as the sauce that I make. But it's really delicious.
And listen, I will use sauce leftover if I have it, but you don't always have it. And this is supposed to be a quick weeknight, easy, no thought of what I'm making. And for us, Lenten Fridays, like it's hard to keep coming up with meatless options.
Yeah.
Everybody will eat this. So I'm making this today, number 1, because it's quick and easy, but 2, really everyone will eat it. I have a loaf of Italian bread, and the kids, not gonna lie, I'm making garlic bread for them, and that's gonna go with it, and they'll dip it and they'll eat it that way. But for us, we're just gonna eat it this way. There's a bread called Chompies, I think, that's actually on plan that I have a client that uses with this. So she'll have just 1 egg and then she'll have it with Chompies because Chompies is a bread and it counts as a lean. But it's like $100.
Who knew?
So if you're looking for it, it's very expensive. Anyway, I'm gonna heat up this sauce, and all I'm gonna do is crack these eggs into it. And I'll bring the computer over here in a minute so that you can see it. But you basically make these little pockets for the eggs, and you put them in. And the eggs are basically gonna cook as the sauce heats up. So this is legitimately the quickest meal you could probably make. That has nothing bad in it for you. You don't have to be any kind of fan to be eating this. It's really.
Do the eggs stay runny when you cook them like this?
So I like them to be not runny, but a little bit soft on the inside. But it's really how you like your eggs. So some people love a runny egg.
Yeah.
Some people don't. My kids do not like runny eggs. Mike likes them almost like raw runny, and I like them a little firm. So
I don't like the yolk. So that's why I would love this if I could just do it with the white. My husband would love it, and he loves them runny. Like he would barely want to cook.
So I'm making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna throw. You could do up to a dozen in here. It depends on how many people are gonna eat it. If you're thinking of serving sizes of eggs, you know, an egg omelet at the diner would probably have 3 eggs in it. 2 is enough serving sizes of eggs. I usually, and I don't think I have any out, but Mike, if you're down there listening and you want to bring it up, I have a container of egg whites in the basement. And normally after I do this, I go around and I actually pour more egg whites in all of the pockets that I can still see. And it becomes eggy than saucy. And there isn't a lot of sauce. And the egg whites just contribute more protein without any fat. So
I have a container.
Love that because you can eat around the yolks if you don't love the yolks.
Like I buy them wherever I am. Trader Joe's, whatever supermarket I have to be in. And I use these for a lot of things. If I'm gonna make omelets, I use this. I use it in baking things. I use it in some of the Optavia things.
And just like that, look who delivered.
Look at that service.
That is service right there. Grateful to him. So I just literally will just go do this. Like, I don't even think about it. I just pour it in. It goes where it wants to go. And then it really becomes eggy. So
how long do you cook it for?
I cook it until it turns white. So it's 12:32 Eastern time. It'll probably be about 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay. That's a quick dinner.
Literally a quick dinner. So, so I'm so excited that you were here. I mean, listen, we accomplished 2 recipes in just about minutes. We got to tell the world, profess our affection for each other, and again, I just love it. We started as friends of husbands. We got to be mom friends, those friends that look to each other for that advice through the crazy world of being a mom.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
were working women alongside of each other. Now we're partners in working alongside of each other. We were partners in health all along the way. And it's been an amazing 20 years, Miss Dara Beckerman.
It has. 220 more.
The 20. Oh, see, if we only had, let's use our measuring cups. Cha-ching.
I was gonna say I could get my egg whites or my iced coffee.
Egg whites. There we go. Ready? Cha-ching. Cheers to you, my friend.
Money. Many more.
I'm going to show everybody this, and then we'll let everybody go. But I will put the final recipe, the final picture of both. You'll throw up your picture of the chicken, and I'll throw up this picture as soon as and let everybody see what it's really going to look like.
And if anyone makes it, send us pictures or post pictures. It's really such an easy recipe.
Let us know if you make it. Let us know if you watched our video, and let us know if you learned anything about yourself from being here. Thank you.
And let us know if you want red lipstick color.
Oh, and the red lips, I'm telling you. I think it's Russian red. I'm giving away the clue. I bet you it's Russian red. It's the best.
I don't know. I can look right now. I can tell you.
Go get it. Go get it. Dum, dum, dum.
Ruby, no, it's Ruby Woo.
Oh, Ruby Woo.
It's a matte. That's why. It's Ruby a matte Woo. Lipstick. It's
Lady Danger and Russian red. Lady Danger is quite the red, not for every woman. Layla prefers it. It's not so great, but
I do feel a little bit like an old lady wearing red, but you know, I kind of had to get again. I'm out of my comfort zone today, so the whole thing got thrown out the window.
I love it. You match my kitchen, my friend. Your pop of red matched my kitchen.
I love it.
All right. I will see everyone.
Thank you.
Dara, I'll call you this weekend.
Okay. Thank you for having me, Jackie. Love
Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye.